Well, come on in, guys.
Come on in. Wow.
You won't say guys. I will.
Well, should I say come on in, guys?
No, it's fine. I said it this time. I didn't force it on you like I usually do.
You do like a horrible Mad Libs every time.
Before we get into this recap of Survivor, I came across some information that was troubling yet satisfying.
What information?
Because it makes me and my conspiracy theories not so conspirational.
Conspirational.
My goal is to make up a new word every single podcast.
Conspirational is pretty good.
Conspirational.
Conspirational.
Yeah. Oh my God. Should we TM? Conspirational TM. So, do you know who Dalton Ross is?
I don't think so. Who's that? Is he an internet personality?
No. So Dalton Ross has been working for Entertainment Weekly for a gazillion years.
Okay.
Like he's
a reporter?
He's their pop culture guy forever.
Okay.
Like Dalton Ross, I feel like has been there since I used to get Entertainment Weekly delivered to my house when I was a teenager.
Gosh. Is he like the Perez Hilton of Entertainment Weekly?
Well, I would never want to compare anybody to Perez Hilton.
All right. Well, no,
despite his near-death experience.
No, I don't know who Dalton is.
So anyway, he is a reporter for Entertainment Weekly. He gets to go to Fiji to like do pregame interviews and everything.
Okay.
So Survivor brings him. He has said that he discovered a pregame alliance that they formed on Zoom. Do you want to guess which 5 characters were in this alliance?
5 people had a Zoom call before they went, and they were like, we're in an alliance, and then they told a reporter for Entertainment Weekly?
I don't know. I think he may have overheard it.
Are they allowed? Is there like a
Technically, no. They're not.
Is there a real big like disqualifying rule against her, or is it just frowned upon?
I mean, there was some rumblings in 49 that Sophie was trying to do because when they're all there for pregame, they're not supposed to talk at all.
Well, what do you mean? They're all together, but they're not supposed to speak to
think
each
like
other?
they go to Ponderosa and they like maybe keep them because they don't just fly them and from the airport go to their boat.
I understand that. They have to do wardrobe and all of that kind of stuff and probably health checks.
So guess who's in this alliance?
5 whole people?
Uh-huh.
Okay, tell me if it's new era or old school Survivor at least.
Well, what if it's a mixture of both?
How could that be true?
It's so true.
It is? Okay. Well, let's go with Devins.
Nope.
Suri.
Nope.
Charlie.
Nope.
Okay, I'm doing really badly. Okay, just tell us.
What if I said it's people who are so honorable?
Oh, okay. Coach.
Yep.
Joe.
Yep.
Colby.
Yep.
Are the other 2 women or is it all bros?
It's one woman, and it's a woman that you would expect to be in this alliance with these bros.
Genevieve?
No.
Who?
Stephanie.
Oh, I hate her so much. I hate her. I hate her.
Uh-huh.
Who else who's the 5th?
Jonathan.
Oh, Mother Tucker. Really?
I'm telling you right now, rigamoris.
Rigamoris.
I'm telling you, the tribe swap after episode 2.
We're going to see this happen. And what if it does happen? I mean, is there
no, we are seeing it.
I know that has happened. Certainly we've seen it, and we're going to get into this week's episode. We are seeing, obviously, the Dragon Slayer shed that moniker, assume a new moniker, and just start knighting people left and right. So...
Well, did you also see the Angelina's interviews?
No.
She's going scorched earth on Survivor.
She is?
Yes.
What is she saying?
That they're not telling the women's stories, that they aren't giving them any kind of edit or airtime, that they gave so much attention to Zach Chicken Fried rather than Tiffany had 0 confessionals in an episode, and Zach Brown or whatever his name is has had more confessionals than Tiffany's had in the entire season.
Agreed. We haven't seen Tiffany at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we haven't seen much of that tribe at all because they've not been to tribal council. The only moments we've really seen of Tiffany have been her trying to build an alliance with Aubrey.
Well, we got to see Devins farting. We got to see that was this week.
Yeah.
We got to see Christian crap his pants.
Yeah.
We got to see the men's talent show. We got to see Jeff rap. We got to see Jeff do impressions this episode.
But we haven't seen Tiffany say one single word.
So
You're right.
It's not like they're wrong. So it feels like Jeff Probst really wants to be in with the the bro.
I have so much to say about that this week. But another bit of sort of Survivor stuff that had been happening, but that you just saw for the first time this week, was the video going around about Stephanie.
Yes. She was tanked in that, allegedly, in that video. She was glazed. Her eyes looked like Krispy Kreme donuts.
She was really glazed, but she, disgusting, right?
Highly unlikable character.
Yeah.
But that's why it does not shock me that she is in this alliance with these men.
Ugh, disgusting. All right. Well, should we get into the episode?
It was a great episode, though.
It was a great episode, mostly because it wasn't all about the Zac Brown band.
Right. It was actually there was one more article that we should mention.
Okay.
Is that they are actually scrambling to re-edit episodes because of the backlash from the Zac Brown episode. So they're going and apparently now this is from The Sun, so who knows?
Who knows?
Now The Sun has gotten housewife stuff right, I will say.
Oh, okay.
They're saying that because the backlash was so intense that they're especially revisiting the Mr. Beast episode that's coming up and trying to make it not so Mr. Beast focused.
So you mean to say before the backlash, we were looking at a episode where Mr. Beast was like the lead and Survivor was a supporting act?
Well, yeah. I mean, Jeff got to do his show.
Well, he went in on that men's talent show. He was like, I don't know why I didn't get in the tribe talent show.
He saw that footage and he was like, watch what I could do, boys.
I do impressions.
Oh, and they were so good.
What about this one?
They all sounded exactly the same. All right.
Should we get into the episode?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Well, Ozzy's steamed when we come into this episode.
And the new White Lotus cast was announced and he wasn't on it.
Yeah.
So, sorry,
so you
Oz.
understand why he is steamed. Would you, if you were playing Survivor?
No. I know what you're going to say, but go ahead. Sorry. I shouldn't have done that.
No, I like it when you read my mind. Go ahead. You finish it.
Be emotionally react to something like that to let them know how I was feeling?
Yeah.
No.
You'd keep it all inside.
I would act my face off.
And then afterwards, would you?
Guys, let me in on it next time.
Okay, and then you'd be a delight and you'd be a good sport. And then afterwards, would you knife them in the back in return?
Yes, but it wouldn't be through Emily.
Okay, yeah, because she's gonna blow up everybody's spot.
I mean, he went to Emily and she was like, "Okay, hey Christian."
I mean, she is a sieve, that girl. She honestly is. So he got really upset, but then he did a little meditation, which, and then he apologized to Christian. They seemed to come to some kind of an understanding.
Well, he told Christian, if you want me to trust you, I need your shot in the dark.
Yeah. Do you think that's good gameplay or do you think that that's bad gameplay?
Well, I think Ozzy's trying to actually play a social game this time.
Wow. Well, he has to because he doesn't swim as fast as he used to.
Which we saw when Jonathan, the Adonis of all Adonises, leapt into that ocean like a real salmon.
He sure did. So he's got to play a more social game, I think.
Yes. And now is he playing it well? TBD.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? He's lasted this long. I thought he would be out immediately. So I guess he's playing it well enough so far.
Yeah. You know who plays a social game unlike anything you've ever seen in your life?
Suri?
I mean, if a magnet was a human being.
I mean, everybody loves Suri and they know that she's very dangerous and they're like, but all I want to do is play with Suri.
Talk about telling a woman's story. She's lying on a hammock. people are like,
her.
Hey, guess what? I got an idol. She's just smiling. She doesn't even say anything.
I love Suri. She is the greatest player never to have won. She's so magnetic. Everybody just wants to play with Suri. And she's so iconic. Everybody wants their story to be attached to Suri's story. So I am glad that. And also, they know that at the merge, Suri's no threat to them physically in any kind of way. So it's like, I think everybody kind of knows that they can bring Suri as far as they want to bring Suri and no further.
I think if it were me, like if I were Rizzo, who I use this phrase a lot on this podcast, but I turned a corner on Rizzo this episode.
Oh my God. Matt is turning so many corners. You turn a corner every week about a new thing.
I do. You know what it's called?
Growth?
The free thinking.
Except don't you usually turn the corner again back to your original viewpoint?
Oh, I'm sure I will RizGOD the other way next week. Don't worry. But if he wanted to really make his mark, which I think he does, like that, he is so hungry to be known as an icon. He wants to be iconic.
Well, how could you tell he's so hungry? Because he calls himself the man, the myth, the legend, the RizGOD, RizGOD baby.
Well, if he's able to blindside Suri at some point, that would be his moment. If he can finagle that somehow, that would be his moment. Because what he did this week was very good.
I mean, it was good and also annoying at the same time, which is an amazing feat. I was so annoyed.
What were you upset that Charlie went home?
I a little bit.
He talks too much Taylor Swift for me.
I know.
I was very happy.
I know, but you can't hold that against him.
I was team Operation Bad Boy.
Okay, well, we haven't gotten there yet. Let's go back to the beginning of the episode. Let's flash on over to Coach's Kahlo tribe, where Coach declares that he is no longer going to be known as the Dragon Slayer. Forevermore, he would like to be known as the Tide Walker. How do you feel about this new nickname?
I would rather eat Tide Pods than talk about Coach's nickname.
But wait, how do you feel about him knighting members of his tribe?
Members of his
Previous
Zoom alliance.
Do you think they're going to call themselves the Zoom Alliance?
That's what Dalton Ross called them.
What do you think of the names that he's chosen?
Well, he's given Joe the name Stone Bell Monk.
Yeah, not as catchy as you'd hope it would be.
Getting a little alliteration in there at least.
Stone Bell Monk. It doesn't roll off the tongue.
And Kolb's is the Oak-bound Warrior.
Kolb's? Is that where we're at now?
Yes.
You're on a real nickname basis with Colby?
Well, he's just the Kolbster.
Okay. The
Kolbster would have been a better nickname. If I'm being honest.
He's only choosing things from Japanese mythology, unfortunately. The Oak-bound Warrior.
I've never been to Tokyo, but I'm sure there's a Kolbster or two there.
Now listen, if you were having a nickname bestowed upon you by Coach, obviously in the moment you have to be very honored and do the sort of like whole performance for his ego. For
fake.
Yes, you have to be very honored and just be like, "Oh, Coach, I am so incredibly honored that you, the Tide Walker, would bestow upon me this stupid, not catchy title." But do you think that, and both of them, their talking heads, also continued that performance? So do you think they're really honored, or do you think they just cut out the part where they were like, "That's so dumb. I've been knighted by a no one"?
Well, in my mind, Colby is a good guy, despite the fact that I found out this information.
Okay.
Now it has
colored that information. Okay.
But we know how I feel about Joe. I think Joe is as fake and phony and virtuoso as Coach.
Okay. So you think he was just as honored as he appeared to be?
Yes, he was so honored.
Well, if Coach had to give you a nickname, what would you like it to be?
How about it has to be Japanese.
No, I don't think it does. Honestly, let's not get into a lot of trouble. It could be anything you want.
Oh, I know what it would be.
What?
I would want to be the Laugh Boo Boo.
The Laugh Boo Boo? Holy cow. Wow. That's not a good one.
Okay. Well,
but I'm going to call you that
you
from
didn't
now
want
on.
me to say anything problematic, so I had to just go with a real off the cuff one.
The Laugh Boo Boo.
It's supposed to be like a play on the La Boo Boo.
I know, but they're real out now. They were in, then they were out.
Right.
Yeah. I'm sorry to say, your moment's passed.
What would yours be?
I don't know. I didn't think it through.
I thought you were dying to get there.
I wasn't dying to get there.
Wow.
I asked the question like I was a real Oprah Winfrey, but I had no answer in return. And I partied all weekend, so I'm afraid my brain is not alert enough to come up with one.
Okay. When you say partied, what did you have, a Sprite?
Yeah, I sure did. I know. Should we call me the Hangover Queen? I have One margarita.
Oh, we could call you Margarita Marsala.
Perfect. Catchier than the Stone Bell Monk. All right. So then we are at the challenge. Do you like this challenge?
Yeah, it was fine. I like a multi-layered challenge where everyone has to kind of step up and do something.
I think we haven't seen very many puzzles this year. And
Yes, you know why?
Why?
Because all of Jeff's favorites are dum-dums.
Oh, that's why.
It's not like he wants Camilla to win this show.
Or Christian.
Right.
I have to say, I'm so furious at the sort of dearth. Wow, I said dearth even though I'm hungover. I am so furious about the dearth of reward challenges in Survivor 50. Why? Survivor 50 should have been a full-length season. Survivor 50 should have been giving us a lot more of the classic things that we wanted. They let the fans vote, but only on the dumbest of things, like do they get rice, which is of no consequence to us at all, and do they
drop buffs?
And do they drop buffs? It's like, I know, why didn't you let us vote on whether the Zac Brown band would get a whole episode, or whether we want Mr. Beast on our TV, or whether we're really that interested in the Billie Eilish Boomerang Idol. And instead of having the fans decide all of those things, I mean, are the things that really matter, the fans get to decide whether or not you get a machete.
Well, let me just real quick talking about the Billie Eilish and how upset are they that the people that have the idol don't know it's Boomerang, so they don't get the full effect. They're just calling it the Billie Eilish idol. But Jeff, our best friend Jeff, did an interview and he revealed, which is I don't think very smart, that Billie Eilish's whole contribution to this was saying they sent her a list of ideas and she writes back, I like the boomerang. That's it. That's her whole contribution. And he gave up that information voluntarily. Like, is this man okay? What happened to him before he came out for season 50? There is something.
I don't know. I don't want to say any of my theories, lest we be sued. But there seems to be some problems happening. I mean, like some real questionable decision making. And I think that Survivor 50, though I'm very excited with the players, I remain disappointed in the producers because there have been... Yeah, and also whoever else he's not the only decision maker. CBS.
Oh, you think there's people that are be like, Jeff, no, don't do that?
I think probably Jeff No don't have a full-length season, although he thinks now that the shorter seasons are just as good as the longer seasons. It's really hard when you drink your own Kool-Aid, you know? Because no one else thinks that.
Do they have Kool-Aid in Fiji?
I think you can get it. They can fly that in.
So anyway, Kahlo wins. And it's a double elimination.
Yeah, I never love double eliminations. I feel the reason they're doing it is because the game is so much shorter and they wanted a full cast of characters. So we're going to get this a lot. I mean, next week, my prediction, because next week we drop buffs and it's the merge. Yeah, my guess is 2 or 3 people are going home next week. That it's going to be at least 2. That it's going to be like a man and a woman get immunity and we vote 2 people out or something, because they are merging with 17 players. This game has 3 days left? You know what I mean? Like they're 10 days in. We have 2 weeks left.
This is episode 5, I believe, right?
Yeah. How many are we getting?
Would you think 10 or more? 12.
12, maybe.
12.
But I just think that because they have made these dumb decisions since COVID, where the game is only 26 days, it never went back to a regular game. We're not getting so much gameplay that these people are used to, the old school players, which is social capital, which is built and spent in reward challenges. And we're not getting any of those, right? Like the days when you would win a reward and choose who went with you on the reward, and that could make or break your game. We're not getting like a whole side of the social aspect of this game. Or by the way, even the physical aspect, because if you're going to win a game and then you aren't getting rewarded by being able to sort of like play a social game within who you choose, I think it's terrible.
But probably the only thing I remember from the past 5 seasons was Liz losing her mind because she didn't get to go to fucking Applebee's. It was Applebee's, I believe, and she
so
lost her goddamn mind.
I know she did lose her mind.
So all of the choices. Listen, if you guys need people to step in as producers for 51, we're available.
I have to tell you though, this is the best that we're going to get. This is 50. This was where they threw all the spaghetti at the wall. This is, if they haven't been hearing what the fans are saying up until this point, it is not going to happen after 50, that they bring back a full-length season, that they bring back reward challenges, that they bring back the Survivor that we know and love. I think that we're getting good players, and I'm very excited about the players this season, but I'm really disappointed in the producing. Of this season.
So we get to see gameplay then because there's double elim. At the I don't know who's Zila or Vatu. Is Vatu Charlie and Rizzo?
Vatu is Ozzy.
So no.
So
then Sela.
It's Sela.
We get to see this whole. One of the major things that happened was Charlie wakes Rizzo up
in the middle of the night.
And thought that was a brilliant move to say, I think Jonathan knows about the idol.
And I told him.
Like,
no, more people know about that idol. Like, that is the worst kept secret, because between the two of them, they've told every single member of that tribe.
Well, now, because then Rizzo goes and tells Sari about it. He tells Dee about it.
Yeah. He tells Camilla about it. I think the only person that doesn't know about that fucking idol is Devins.
Yeah.
And everybody else has that information that there is this idol.
So now we basically get Taylor Swift versus Selena Gomez. Okay.
Oh, I know who you want to win.
I was on team Selena Gomez.
So you were really all for Operation Bad Blood.
Yes, because Dee nailed it when she said, I thought Charlie was the scariest player, but I actually realized he's the dumbest. Because
so
that was
why
the
get rid of him?
dumbest move ever in the history of the world.
Okay, but why get rid of a dummy?
Well, there is a little bit of a theory as well going on that Dee is very good friends with Sophie B.
Okay.
Do you remember Sophie B?
I remember Sophie B.
And Sophie B gave Dee Rizzo's information before the season started, and they FaceTimed.
So allegedly, Dee knows the game that Rizzo played.
Well, allegedly, they just had a FaceTime.
Wait, were they friends? You mean they're outside friends, not from the Survivor world, just from
correct?
Like back
Sophie
home?
B and Dee know each other because they both live in Miami. So I'm sure, like after she got on Survivor, they probably connected that way. Like they're both in Miami. So
they're friends and they're trained. So there seems like there was a lot of pre-filming shenanigans between players this year, which I feel is not cool.
But you know what Rizzo got me is when he said, "I'm a girl's guy."
Yeah,
I was like, me too, Riz.
I know. I'm a girl's guy. I totally get that. I was so irritated with all of his strutting this week. I mean, he was peacocking all over that damn tribe when he was like, well, yeah, do I play a good game? Yep, play the best game ever. I was like, you can't give yourself your own nickname. You can't force, you know what he's done? He's forced me to remember the man, the myth, the legend, RizGOD, RizGOD baby.
Well,
I'm irritated. I know it.
It's catchy.
It is catchy, but I'm so irritated. I know it.
That's how I feel anytime a Taylor Swift song is in my head.
It's an earworm. It's an earworm.
But here's the thing. Charlie needs therapy because he is
still upset about
and it's colored. It's like taken over. He should not have come into this game with that PTSD.
But Ozzy said the same thing. Like the thing, when you think about it, like we've watched every season, they all kind of blur together for us, the moves that people made, unless it was like a legendary move that we remember. Like most people's eliminations are gone out of our memories. And when Charlie said in Tribal Council, we're all the stars of our own story. I think that's true.
Is that a Taylor Swift lyric?
I don't know, probably. Album maybe? I don't know, but I think it is true in that they spend the whole time thinking about their slights, what they did right, what
Yeah.
they did wrong, how they could have played differently. I think it's only natural that their sort of wounds and scars, as Christian put it when he was talking about Ozzy, would get picked back open when playing again.
Right, but don't you think it could have led to a different way for Charlie if he would have just had the conversation with Rizzo and said, "Hey, you said about not voting for your number one. What actually happened?
Yeah.
Like, what was your reasoning? Because this happened to me," and it could have actually been a bonding moment at least.
Yeah, I think so. I think that,
But
I
wasn't
don't.
Savannah Rizzo's number one anyway?
No, his number one was Sophie.
That's what he says.
Yeah.
But in reality,
Well, yes, but I think he would have interpreted that they were closer. He was closer. He ended up playing a game with Savannah, but that he was closer to Sophie and then he
Yeah.
turned on her. Listen, we're not there. We don't know like how something can, perhaps that's what he put it on, is that he felt like this was PTSD being sort of brought back about his sort of not being voted for in the final three. But maybe it's something else. Maybe it's just like he had an uncomfortable feeling around Rizzo and didn't want to play a game with him. And the only thing he could put his finger on was that thing, like Rizzo. I find Rizzo completely off-putting. I wouldn't want to play a game with him.
me too.
Well, no, you've turned a corner.
Well, I turned that corner during this episode, but I promise you next week I will have turned back around.
100%. You've never turned a corner you haven't turned back around on this podcast. I'm surprised you're still telling me you're turning corners. Wait 1 week. You'll be back where you were. However...
Just wait till our Beverly Hills recap.
Oh, I can't wait to hear.
My corner might have been turned.
Turn again? My God, you're out here turning corners. You are too much.
So is there any other kind of gameplay in that tribe that you want to talk about before we go to their little tribal?
No, I mean, Devin's farted.
Exactly. And we can't get a Tiffany talking head. Oh, we did get one this episode. But Devin's farting is so much more necessary.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it.
Wow. She's a Swiftie who loves farts.
No, listen, I kind of understand why we are not seeing a lot of talking heads from Callow. They have not been to tribal council. We're in episode 5. They haven't been yet. So like that's not where the story is. The episodes are an hour long. They are not an hour and a half long. So we're not going to see everybody.
Yeah.
I think we'll see Tiffany when there's a story there. Right now, the only story that's building and the way she's involved in that story is a Genevieve versus Aubrey sort of story. And we are only going to see that play out once they've merged, because now we know they're not gonna, that tribe will have never been to tribal council before the merge.
All right, so we got to talk about Vatu. Your lovely Vatu.
What a mess this tribe is. I love Christian so much. I can't help it. I love every moment that he's on my screen. I love his talking heads. I love his conversations. I love his sweet little face. Is there anyone better than this Christian? No. The answer is no.
I guess not.
Here's a corner I'm never
terrified
turn.
about even responding to that.
Why? Do you not love him the way I love him?
Well, I don't know, because now I feel like you're a Swiftie, and Swifties terrify me.
Listen, I just think that he is the most thoroughly charming, but
No, he's
also,
great. I enjoy him
but
on the
also so smart. He's playing the game. He's having a great time.
Done for soon.
I have to tell you, I spent this whole episode like with a clenched butthole, because I was like,
it's too bad he hasn't chosen to do the same
Christian,
thing.
let me show you how that works.
Oh boy.
I spent my whole episode sort of like really on pins and needles, because I thought, are they gonna go for him? And then the whole time, I don't know if you thought of this, but the whole time I kept thinking, does he pull out that idol that they hid at tribal council?
Yeah. Well, did you blame him for giving Ozzy his shot in
No,
the
I
dark?
thought he had to.
Yeah, I would have
to.
done the same thing.
Me too.
But then I would have voted him out.
I think
I
if
were
he
Ozzy.
thought that he went for him, I think he thought, let's do this easy vote to try to build some trust back with Ozzy. He cannot go into the merge with that big a target on his back. I thought last week the Mike White vote was a mistake of Christians. I said last week in our recap that I was very scared that vote was going to bite him in the ass in a way that he didn't need to. They could have had an easier vote last week. And I think he did some damage control. I'm happy the merge is happening because I want him to find his way back to Devins. I want him to find his way back to hopefully Suri, and maybe there'll be a majority alliance with them and them in it. Although, Devins had said that he wanted to hook up with Aubrey. So I'm very excited to see what happens, but I was breathing a real sigh of relief that he escaped tribal council, especially because you texted me the other day and you were like, have you watched Survivor yet? And I hadn't watched it yet, but usually when you say things to me like that.
I texted you, did you watch Drag Race yet?
Oh, I read it as Survivor for some reason. Did I tell you how much I drank this weekend? One margarita.
Wow, one margarita, and she doesn't know the difference between drag queens and castaways. I do have a question, speaking of drag queens.
Yeah.
They're allowed to bring one personal item with them, right?
I think they used to be. I don't think they are anymore.
How did Angelina smuggle in those eyelashes? My God.
I think if it's attached to your body, it doesn't count.
They are wild.
I know, but I'm actually here for it. If I was going out there, I've never applied for Survivor. Number one, I don't think I have what it takes to sleep with bugs and outside.
Or on bamboo.
Or do like the physical parts or
not eat. Well, that you're good at. You're accomplished at
I could do that. But you know what I wouldn't be good at is all the sort of people like plotting behind my back because I have real FOMO. I'd be like, hey guys, what you talking about? And I'd be like, can you get out of here? I'd be like, my feelings are so hurt right now. I am there's no world in which I am good on this show. However, I have thought, what would I do physically to prepare for going on the show? And now that it's only 26 days, I do believe a spray tan, some lashes, and some hair extensions goes a long way.
Oh, I'm sure those hair extensions would look great after a day flopping around that ocean.
I know I wouldn't be able to wear my normal clip-ins. I'd have to get like sew-ins. Yeah. But I think that vanity would stop me from also being in a bathing suit on TV.
Well, obviously Angelina's eyelashes are water resistant because they maintained their composure.
They sure did.
Entire time she's been on this show.
Luckily, she was voted out soon enough that they didn't start, because those are lash extensions. They start shedding.
Yeah. Well, they were large.
Yeah, they held their own, really. They outlasted.
Wow. They didn't outwit, but they did outlast.
All right. So what did you think of, so we're going to tribal council. Our odds and the way that the Vatu tribe is being divided is Christian and Emily, Ozzy and Stephanie, with Angelina in the middle. And they do have this conversation where they say, we're definitely going to vote out Angelina. Let's just keep it simple. And then
producers are like, hey, it can't be too obvious that you're voting out Angelina. Please do something.
And then they had to put Christian's name in the mouths.
No, they were like, Jeff, what do you think you could do at this tribal council to really just make the audience so engaged?
They were like, Jeff, the audience loved your rapping so much last week.
Even though it hadn't aired yet.
That we're wondering, can you do impressions?
Did you see Ozzy's face while Jeff was doing those impressions?
No.
Everyone else was acting like
they were the most amused they've ever been.
Right. Like
First of all, they're real hungry.
Well, they're hungry for laughs, obviously, because they were like really chucking it up. And Ozzy's sitting there stone faced because he cannot believe he came back for the fucking cabaret of Jeff Probst.
I think he's an actor, so he was probably just really questioning those choices. What has happened to Jeff that he's just decided it's my time to shine?
I don't know. Does he want to host the Oscars or something? Like, what the fuck is wrong with this man?
I don't know why they were like, you know what Survivor 50 needs? More rapping and more impersonations.
But there must be some kind of like fulfilled dream of his to like,
you know where he'd probably do better? Drag Race. They also rap and do impersonations. How do you think he'd be on Snatch Game?
Oh my God, who would he do on Snatch Game?
I don't know. Is that the mashup we need? Jeff Probst does Survivor?
Please don't give him any ideas. Oh my God. No.
Survivor with all queens? I'm
Now,
here for it.
Survivor. Oh my God.
Survivor with all
Monet
drag
is like a
queens.
huge.
I know.
They should do that.
They really should do that.
That is a great idea.
Thank you.
Why are you not a reality television producer?
It is kind of unusual that I'm not, because I have so many good ideas.
Yeah, no, they should have to come in full drag.
And stay in
And
it
stay
throughout.
in it to see how it deteriorates. That's a brilliant idea.
Should we do it? Drag Island or whatever?
Yes.
That's funny.
Drag Island.
I think that would be fun.
Could
RuPaul,
you
call
imagine
us.
the drama?
The mashup of RuPaul and Jeff Probst producing a show about drag queens surviving on an island. I love this. I'm really
That's a really good idea.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you need to get that out there.
I need my own network.
Well.
All right. So once we get past the impressions, were you on pins and needles? Did you think Christian was ever unsafe?
No, I didn't think so. I thought it was Angelina was going to go. I think it was time for her. That's why they put it first. It was like, just get Angelina out of here. They were like, the audience knows what's happening. So then we get to the other tribal.
Oh, the other tribe. I will say just one thing for Angelina. I did think it was incredibly sort of like good, incredible sportsmanship to just be like, here, one more thing, take my coat. It's cold out there, and
She
have
seems
a great
like a
game.
lovely person.
So lovely.
Yeah.
So I thought that was like a nice way to go out.
I know.
really hate it when they go out with bitterness. I like it when they go out with like a wink and a smile.
Well, watch our interviews.
Okay,
It's a totally different vibe.
in the moment, she really pulled it off.
Yeah, she is not happy now.
Okay, so now we go to the Scylla tribe. Scylla?
Sela.
The Scylla tribe. And
We're up with two men who maybe also would want to be on Drag Island. However, have girlfriends in real life.
do they both have girlfriends in real life?
Yeah.
Wow.
Could you imagine?
Did RizGOD get his girlfriend after 49?
Maybe they've been making TikToks together.
Oh.
But could you imagine if you were with a man and he goes, "Oh my God, Taylor Swift's coming. Should we get VIP tickets?"
I'm trying to imagine what I would think if Alex said that. If my husband said that, I'd think he'd been hit on the head, honestly. I'd be like, do we?
I mean, you know it's bad when I don't want Taylor Swift tickets.
I know. This is the least gay thing about you, I have to say.
Well,
That and that you've seen a vagina before. Those two things, honestly, are the only things.
but I will say this tribal, they tried to create the tension here of whether it was going to be Rizzo or Charlie.
I was tense about it, and it didn't go the way that I had hoped.
Oh, well, see, that's where we differ. It went exactly. I thought it was a brilliant move. I thought that Rizzo pulled this off. By him pulling this off, it put the G in the GOD.
Wow. You know what? You're falling into his little trap. He really wanted to make this a thing. Now it's a thing. I can't get it out of my head, and you're using it all willy-nilly because you've turned a corner.
But Jeff does, though, is the one conversation. It led most of the conversation of this tribal was about how Rizzo's come into this game. Nobody knows his gameplay. But then Devins makes a point about...
I thought it was such a great point.
It was an amazing point. And I think that's smart to let Rizzo know, like, you may think that you played this such and such game, but that might not be
the
how
game that was perceived.
Right.
Yeah, I thought that was so smart. It was like everybody else has the benefit of hindsight and an audience perspective, right? Everybody else knows exactly what the players thought of them. Everybody else knows exactly what the audience thought of the way they played the game. And you have no idea how much people are going to hate you calling yourself the man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah, he doesn't.
He doesn't know when he plays this game. And first of all, can you imagine playing Survivor, getting all the way to the end, and then having 9 days during which I'm sure you sit in Fiji. You don't go home, right?
Yeah, I'm assuming they didn't have them fly back.
No, I don't think they could because they would have been in prep for the next season. Like they would have been doing all the things you do before the season.
Like eat.
So he would have had to been really carb loading, right? To 9 days, he must have just been eating everything in sight because he knew he was going to be starving
obviously
again.
that motherfucker has a really good metabolism anyway.
I know. Does that make you turn a corner again?
Now well, Charlie does too. You know what? I hate them both. Skinny fucking girly bitches.
Well, I am happy that you were happy. I was really disappointed with this one. I thought the move would have been to get Rizzo out. And I thought it was edited that way because it was all edited like he thought that he'd pulled off this big
arrogance.
sort of like, it was the arrogance. There was no tongue-in-cheekness to the arrogance this time. It was literally just like, oh, do you think you're the man, the myth, the legend? There was no twinkle in the eye about it. I was like, that is no fun to me. I just want to see somebody with a little bit of humility.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. That's what is annoying about Rizzo is like, he wants to create these like little catchphrases and stuff, but there's no sense of humor behind them.
No.
It's almost as if he believes he is like a god of Survivor, but there's no like
evidence,
hint of like satire or anything behind it.
Yeah, I first of all, I'm not someone who believes that anyone should be able to make up their own nickname.
No, oh my god,
I think it's
so
actually,
embarrassing.
I think it's so cringe and so embarrassing. Do you know anyone who's ever made up their own nickname?
Yeah, Coach.
I'm sorry, that's Tidewalker to you. I don't think people are allowed to make up their own nickname. But say I was going to make up my own nickname and I wanted you to call me, I don't know, Pumpkin. Say I was like, I'm Pumpkin. That's who I am. Everybody calls me Pumpkin. That would be way different than me declaring that I am the man, the myth, the legend, RizGOD, baby. Like, it's like, what? You got to have some serious nerve to walk around these streets and say that.
I'm just sitting here debating if you could pull off Pumpkin.
I don't think Pumpkin was the best choice for me.
Oh no.
In fact, I think
Pumpkin
that's like,
feels like you should have like a face tat and like a prison record.
I think it is a nickname from Honey Boo Boo. I think I stole that directly from Honey Boo Boo.
Well, no, there also was a pumpkin on like one of those VH1 shows from back.
I love New York.
Oh,
George
yes.
is telling us I love New York. I didn't see that. I do have a nickname. You've given me a nickname, and maybe that's what I thought of, which is Peach.
Peach.
Yeah. And you have one for me, Plum.
Yes.
But
fruits.
Neither one is a pumpkin. That's what made me think of it, though.
Although a pumpkin might be a fruit. I think it is a fruit.
No, it's a vegetable. Is it a fruit or a vegetable?
I don't know. You know, they get confusing.
Which is the one that has seeds?
Pumpkins have seeds.
No, I know a pumpkin has seeds. I'm not that hungover. Fruits are a vegetable.
Yeah, it's a fruit. Yeah.
Thank you. You heard it here first. A pumpkin is a fruit.
If there's one thing I know, it's my fruit. Okay?
You are the fruitiest.
No, not when we're talking about Rizzo and Charlie. I'll tell you that. But yeah, so Charlie goes home. He was not thrilled.
He was not thrilled. I think he cried.
Yeah, he did.
I felt bad. You didn't feel bad in your cold little heart.
No, I mean, I was rooting for Charlie up until this episode. I liked Charlie. I just think that he messed up.
He played it wrong.
Yeah, he really did.
Well, I'm upset that RizGOD has a victory. I would like to see that end.
And he has Suri.
I know it. But who knows what if he has Suri when she gets reunited with Devins and Christian, because that was like the original.
But she did give him information, which she has never done before. She said that. She said this. She has never given somebody information before.
I don't like it or refuse to believe that it's true. No. And I would really like her to reunite with my best friend Christian and Rick Devins, the duo, the most charming duo, the duo that's won America's hearts, the ones that have both shat their pants and farted all during the season.
I didn't know that Jen was into scatting, but
I'm
you know what? You learn so
I'm actually
much.
not. That's how much I love them. I actually hate scatological humor. I hate it so much, but because I love them so much, I guess I'm here for it. I don't know. I feel like I've been hit on the head.
Are you saying you've turned a corner on scatological humor?
Yep, I've turned we're all turning corners on this podcast.
Well,
it's the merge next week. And I'm very excited to see what happens.
Yeah, so stick around with Laugh Boo Boo and Pumpkin. And we'll be back next week.
See you next
Survivor.
week.